Good afternoon, Speed Gaming community. Welcome back to another daily race. Today we have an open seed with our runners Techno Link, Ravis, Vortex of Doom, and Leslie Pro 04. I'm Poseidon, and on commentary with me today is Red Armor. Sorry. How are you today?
Pronounce it however you want. Everybody pronounces it differently, so you know. Anyway, yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Excited to be finally back in the commentary booth. It's been quite a while since I last was able to. So and this is already promising to be a pretty fun race. I know at least 3 of these runners are very good. I don't know Vortex of Doom too well, but I'm sure they're gonna provide an excellent race as well. So yeah, looking forward to it. Comfy open.
Yeah, welcome back to the commentary.
Thank you.
Additionally, we have Duke Firebird and Professor Pixie tracking for us today.
And we are off. I saw a heart container here on Ravis' side in the sanctuary, but I did not see what was in Link's house. That said, I did see the map check. It was a pendant on top of Hera and crystals on Eastern and Desert.
Yep. Ravis gave us just the minute second quick check.
Yeah. Looks like we have hearts in the tree pole.
Full heart on our uncle.
A big 20 on the mushroom spot. Ravi's opting to pick it up. It's useful to have some early money, of course, for the bottle vendor and various other things, such as perhaps purchasing bombs.
Ooh, and our first sword in the Thieves Dropdown.
So the question coming up about one of the players' sprites. Yes, I do think Vortex of Doom is using a hot dog link. Jack Frost is used by Leslie, Ravis with his classic Sonic, and Technolink with his classic Dragonite.
See, when he was facing towards the camera, he didn't look like a hot dog to me. He looked like a Link log. You know, like Lincoln log.
Oh.
But I see it when he's going sideways there. Got a Saha check here for Vortex.
Yeah, early 3 checks here. And Ice Rod. Looks like our runners are not going to be hunting for that very much. And the Moon Pearl. So Saha holding out on the goods here. Race game holding just a Vanilla Heart piece. I don't think any of the runners are going to pick that up unless they do the race game blind, which, you know.
They might. Who knows?
I did not catch what was on the library. That was too quick on Ravis' side there.
If you left it... Well, I was going to say, if you left it behind, it's probably nothing, but I forget we don't have this.
Looks like it was a Cane of Burna.
Ah.
I did think it. I did think it was something blue, but yeah. Looks like
the land.
Yeah, and Technolink opts to buy some bombs. Has not found any. We'll try to open up the Blind's hut and the chicken hut. 2 of our runners here are high-fiving each other.
Well, if you need bombs, you can get some wet ones out of draining the dam.
Wonder how effective those damp explosives are.
Who knows? I mean, you let them dry out in the desert, they'll probably work just fine. But we got a well check for Ravis and Techno. We found a flute.
Yeah, that's very good. Finding a flute early means that we can activate it right away. 300 rupee stash as well, so the ball vendor is cleared.
There's another 50, 20,
Yeah,
and a
and the
glove.
glove. Wow, this is a stacked early game already. Meanwhile, the mini Moldrum cave, the cave of heart pieces, it looks like, and a blue mail.
Yeah, 3 heart pieces, a red rupee, blue mail. Ravis going to activate the flute. Techno gonna go ahead to Blind's Hut quick.
I do think activating a flute first might have been more like effective, but if there's a bottle in here, then doing Blind's Hut first might have been more time effective. So, and there is a bottle. So Technolink's gamble, saving those seconds.
Well, see, Techno also gave us 1 quick rage slash for picking up those bombs out of that chest. Like, come on, I bought these!
Yeah, that's always the risk, so to speak, on buying bombs before going to these checks that don't require you to use bombs. Some runners will opt to put off buying bombs as long as possible, going into the well and Blind's Hut without bombing those walls in the hopes to find bombs, but sometimes it just doesn't work out.
Very true. Ravis going to split off and give us the back of escape here, since he has a glove.
Yeah, has opted to not do the sick hit. Heart piece.
He
Heart
has
container.
full heart.
Yeah, no wonder he's sick if he gives away his organs like that. Kano Samaria in the back of his game. So basically all of these early game checks having something valuable here so far. And Rave is fluting back to do sick hit real quick.
Yep. Technolink fluting off to the mountain.
Gives you the respawn point there. Can't really do much else other than checking out what's on top of Spectacle Rock and inside of it. Unless he finds a mirror.
And Leslie giving Ravis a high five there.
Yeah. Both runners on the right-hand side opting to do the classic, doing Kakariko into South Shore kind of strat. Unfortunately, we already know that Mini Moldrum Cave does not really have anything useful. Unless, well, I mean, I guess the Blue Mail is kind of useful, but it's not required.
It can help early game with 5 hearts.
And Spectacle Rock is a dud. I suppose, yeah. 3 heart containers is, or heart pieces is very close to being another heart container on the board. So, lots of early love.
Yeah. Ravis not opting to go. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, it's a bit
Using the
fat.
flute
If you have
to
the
go.
flute, yeah. If you have the flute, then fluting to 8 is a bit faster than walking or booting over to this spot.
Yeah, makes sense.
Oh, looks like the blue mail sprite for Jack Frost is the is it Black Frost or Kuro Jack Frost or something? It's been a while since I played Shin Megami Tensei games.
Honestly, I don't actually know.
I'm sure somebody in chat is gonna. Black Frost. Thank you, chat. Apparently, King Frost is the red mail spread. So Technolink is gonna pick up his Ice Rod and Moon Pearl here. We're still one piece short of Dark Relaxes. We still need either the Titan's Mitt or the Hammer.
And Vortex is going to be the first to give us a Gina, and Techno and Ravis will probably head eastern.
Yeah, Techno is not fluting off, is walking straight into Eastern Palace now. It is a crystal, so if we don't find a bow in here, this is going to be a double dip. Might be a required double dip depending on where one of these bows is, but nothing in Agina, unfortunately.
Well, we're pretty much left with Escape, which Leslie is giving us.
Oh yeah, front of Escape. Or, well, in this case, back of Escape, but through the... going towards the front.
Yep, Leslie had the lamp before he came in here, so he just running through with that. Gets a red ruby.
Yeah, Dark Cross not paying out. I mean, technically paying out, but not in the way you wanted it to. And Leslie, doubling down on the front of Escape play here, is gonna go through the main gates. Meanwhile, Vortex and Ravis both are on the mountain, and I think I just saw Technolink finding the hammer in Eastern Palace.
You did.
That's our Dark Relectus. Yeah. It's gonna continue clearing the dungeon until he can no longer continue. But that's Dark Relaxes at 11 minutes in for Technolink.
Nice fake flipper for Ravis. Go ahead and check our hobo.
Oh man, hookshot here. Hookshot here for Technolink. Technolink is not very satisfied with finding both these key items. Makes his opinion about all of this known.
Yeah, Eastern loaded though.
Yeah, you rarely see 2 progression items in a 3-item dungeon like Eastern Palace. Looks like the big key is going to be in its vanilla location.
And Leslie about to open Zelda's cell here.
With Vortex hot on Leslie's heels.
And a red ruby.
Yeah,
so
and the Waterfall Cave, in the meantime, on Ravis's end here, does not have anything of some arrows and rupees, and he receives a golden bee in exchange for his regular bee. I like seeing the Asteroid Strats in the front of Escape. I love that.
Bloopy in the big chest.
Yeah, so we found all 3 items in Eastern Palace as well, which means that we don't have to worry about what Armos has. And apparently somebody checked with Sahasrara to see what the green pendant is this time, which is Misery Mire, according to our trackers.
Also, Ravis bypassed looking at the ledge. Oh, but there's our Titan's Mitt.
That is actually really bad for Ravis, because that will lead him away from doing Eastern Palace until he finds a bow. And if the bow is locked by hammer and or hookshot, Rave is gonna make an immediate dive into the Misery Mire area. We're gonna see red crystals on Ice Palace and Skullwoods, and I missed where the second pendant is. But I'm sure our trackers will.
Quake for Mire access.
You wanna see the match back here?
Yeah. For the
Arrow
of Destiny.
And there's the key to Misery Mire already, right under the doormat in the shed, along with the Hoff magic.
But that's not Turtle Rock. Mire, you're not supposed to do that. But there is half magic in the shed too, so
yeah, a nice safety to find. Let's see where. Looks like both Ravis and Techno are going to make the trek into the Village of Outcasts. They're probably going to be actually somewhat around the same time entering the portal there. Actually, yeah, Ravis is a bit faster. That path with the mids is so much faster. Thieves Town was the other pendant.
Yep. Bombs out of the chest game. Leslie clearing through Eastern will be happy. Vortex setting fake flipper. Go get some mitts off of Zora.
So Leslie and Techno both knowing the value of Eastern Palace right now, while Ravis and Vortex are probably gonna both have the mids route. I guess the good thing is that the hammer and hookshot lock a bunch of stuff. So eventually, Ravis and Vortex are going to be bottlenecked into it, while the hookshot and hammer open up a lot more than the mids do. So, not exactly the kindest location for either of those items, honestly.
Found our Bombos in Thieves Town.
There's always a big key here in these 4 chests, but everything else is open. Can be 3 items with 1 in the back. Can be no items with all of them in the back. There's the big key that leaves us with 1 chest. I'm gonna say it's a dungeon item. Oh, okay. So we have the 3 items in the front then, right? Because we've got a heart container, the heart piece, and the bombos. Looks like Ravis is going to opt to death warp out of here. With only 1 item in the back and not having a hammer, so that might still be in the big chest. Yeah, probably a wise choice. So Ravis is going to use those mitts to take the Blacksmith Frog on the World Tour. Going to grab Stumpy on the way, while Technolink is going to take the northern path here. We'll check what this probably on Bumper Ledge, and then I honestly don't know what Technolink's going to do next. Just the red rupee here. He's going to go into Skullwoods. Yep.
Vortex having issues getting in the vortex, so to speak.
Maybe it's because it's not a vortex of doom and just a vortex of teleportation.
Yep. Now, it's time for the ever so popular Hyperdrive Cave.
Start with a cape. We don't need that this seat, but it's a nice safety, so...
Bow.
Oh, there's a bow. Okay. Yeah, so Titansmith on Zora is going to be a lot worse than that hammer and hookshot in Eastern, because this is going to lead Ravis into doing Eastern ASAP after delivering the blacksmith here. Oh, I did not know that the Golden Bee flies. Oh, no, I didn't release it recently. He only picked the bottle, did not release it. Sorry. But yeah, if you give the bottle vendor a Golden Bee, he gives you 100 rupees.
Interesting.
Yeah, and if you bring one of those fish that flop around the dam, it gives you a random assortment of various items, bombs, arrows, some rupees.
And our smiths are running a massive counterfeiting operation. Ooh. Someone call Royal Guard.
What's the high roller equivalent of the IRS? And yeah, as I thought, Ravis immediately beelines towards doing Eastern. Can complete it now with the bow in hand.
Yeah, so all in all, it wasn't really too bad for him.
Yeah. That bow could have been, a backbreaker, but it ended up being fine. But the Titansmith on Zora is going to be a huge pain in the rear end for Technolink and Leslie Pro.
Yeah.
Unless they find like a convenient,
unless
they find like a convenient mirror and can tie it in with Catfish. Like if the mirror is in Pod, for instance, that would be good because then they can route Catfish and Zora in right there.
Yeah. Techno now has his bow.
Yeah, Technosoul is probably going to go dip into Pod and hopefully not do Catfish first. And then go for completing Eastern, perhaps?
Pyramid check first.
Yeah, pyramid check first. I really hope either the mirror is up here or Technolink doesn't go do Pod, doesn't do Catfish before Pod. But we'll see. And by extension, if you're a fan of Leslie Pro, of course, you're gonna hope that. Nope, it's 50 rupees up there. Technically opts to pick them up.
Gives them Zora money.
Yeah, we'll probably use that money for Pod, but it's very likely we'll stumble across another 110 rupees on the way.
If not, there's plenty of money inside the pod.
Oh, yes. Oh, dear.
Leslie, on to our first boss fight of the day, and that's going to be Blind.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We haven't seen anybody do any bosses yet. This is, of course, a pendant boss, so Leslie is not going to be highly rewarded by doing this. Ooh, and takes a death.
I wonder if he's going to go back. Nope.
No.
Not right now, anyway.
I wasn't at all paying attention to what Leslie found in Thieves Town there, so I don't even know if there wasn't an item on blind or if it was just dependent for the sake of it.
True. And Techno, yeah, doing catfish here.
Oh, it was the boots by the maiden's chest. Okay, that was actually worth it to at least dip into the back there. That's a
Get a
key.
little bit of speed.
Yeah, that's also gonna be an item that everybody else who doesn't do the back of Thieves Town is gonna orphan.
Which most people are.
Yeah, the only one who went through the back of there was Leslie. Vortex also opting to leave Thieves Town, actually take the long route.
I mean, truth be told, it only leaves us, 2 potential checks that it can lock, but this was rando, so anything can happen. I've seen it before. We've had seeds where we thought it was go mode, and all of a sudden it was boots mode.
I mean, the thing is, Desert Palace is a crystal, so it's very, very, very possible that boots are going to be required.
Yep. Also, 25 minutes, 8 seconds, Ravis has killed the first boss and taken first blood.
Yep, and the first crystal as well on the board. And oh no, okay. It's gonna check Agina first. I thought that Ravis was gonna check or do pod next. Oh, just went to check the Desert Ledge. All right, that's fair. You're already on the flute screen. Me as well check what's up there.
Leslie now has his bow.
Yeah, Vortex is gonna get theirs very shortly. Looks like the runners are converging all at pot now. Makes a lot of sense. This is a very high density item on items, and it's a required dungeon, and we have the keys to beat it. So a lot of sense to go for it.
Yep, 6 items in total.
Most of the items in pot, of course, are going to be in the back, according to key logic. There have to be a lot of keys in the front. I think it was 4. It's been a while since I talked about key logic in pod, but there have to be a lot of keys, small keys in the front, and I think it can only be 2 items, whether it's dungeon items or actual items, can be in the front, and then the rest are gonna all be keys. So
yeah,
you can predict if the vanilla big key chest that's over there across the bridge has a small key in it or not. Right, 4 small keys minimum, and that's when you have 2 other items. But you can also have up to 6 keys because it's 6 locations. Not gonna get a bomb jump here from Checklink. Ravis is setting it up though.
I love bomb yumps.
Who doesn't love bomb jumps?
Hammer yump. Affectionately called too.
Oh, and there's the second bow in pod. Okay. So everybody's gonna find their silver arrows.
That'll work. It's always nice to have silvers.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially considering nobody else other than Ravius has beaten any of the bosses so far. Presumably, Vortex of Doom is also gonna go for Armos Knights, but like those, that's whatever. Those are almost as quick with regular arrows as they are with silvers. So, but at all the other bosses, Hamasaur here, Lamolas, Argus, Vitreous, if you have to do that one, all are a lot easier with silver arrows. So looking at what we still need for Go mode, the Turtle Rock Key if it's Ether, Flippers, potentially, I mean, we do know where the boots are, but potentially those, the Fire Rod and the Mirror, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So still a good while to go here until we find everything we need. The lamp was in the dam. It was in the actual dam chest, not the sunken treasure. Technolink is not down the South Shore yet, which is also why he's the only one who's still on green mail, because the blue mail was in the mini molder.
Yep. Wait, no, Vortex or Techno. Yeah, Techno. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thought you said for a second.
Yeah, similar syllables there. There are some runners who like putting off the South Shore for some reason. I don't know why.
Alright, we've got Vortex on the Armos Knights and Ravis on the Helmasaur King.
Yep. And Techno on the way there. Of course, without the lamp, these turtle rooms are a little bit more hard to clear. And down goes Helmasaur here for Ravis, rewarding him the second crystal and the second shield.
Yeah, and Armos Knights are down for Vortex.
Yeah, within a couple seconds of each other. I assume that Vortex also is gonna do pod now that Easter is cleared. Yeah, flutes to 5. Oh no, Techno lost where the last turtle is.
There he is.
Still missing one.
Nope, nope.
I'm not sure if Techno does have any safeties. Because those turtles do, I think, a full heart of damage with Green Mail. So, yeah. This is why Pod is one of the harder dungeons to clear without a lamp. Or a Fire Rod for that matter. This particular room.
Oh,
and it looks like Techno
giving us the new hype cave, Paradox Cave.
And Techno is giving up on Pod for the time being. instead is opting to do a Death Mountain as well.
Our first 2 checks, Paradox, 300 rupees and another bottle. Following it up with a heart piece. Red mail. Alright, 50 rupees. 20 more rupees and another heart piece.
So, Paradox Cave, not exactly the most rousing items to find here.
I mean, Ravis did go supersonic, so
It's true.
I'd call it pretty hype.
And we're gonna see Technolink finally getting a blue mail as well. See the Spiral Cave over here on Ravis' side.
Yeah, the long version, of course.
Yeah. The so-called Walk of Shame. And according to one of our trackers, one of the swords is on the floating island. We still haven't found any other swords beyond the one we started out with. So,
Sure haven't.
yeah. I think it was in the Thief's Hideout, wasn't it? In the forest.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's very possible that's going to be our only other sword upgrade. It's unlikely, but it's possible. And looks like Techno is going to go for Tau of Hera here, another pendant. Gonna see what the Trevor Rock medallion is gonna be. Big key here in this chest, which means that Technolink can set up the Herapod.
Yep.
And it's Quake, so we do not need Ether.
Wow. Have double Quake or...
Yeah. Theoretically, Ravis could dip Turtle Rock if he so decided. It would be ridiculous because, you know, without the Fire Rod, you're probably not going to get very far. But you could do it. It's very possible that the Fire Rod is in Turtle Rock.
Speaking of the Fire Rod...
Oh! Hello there!
There it is. Turtle Rock always leaves the key under the doorstep.
Yeah. In this case, it's a differently shaped key. Oh, and there's the mirror. Okay. Alright.
Alright, we found the new hype cave, guys. It's hookshot, this scene.
And with the mirror, Ravis realizes, oh wait, hold on. Hold on a second. I can get the Master Sword.
Yeah, I mean, if you're here, you might as well do it.
Why wouldn't you? Fighter Sword anything is such a chore.
Yep, Technolink taking out Moldorm. Getting a compass. So there's an item in the basement of Hera. Whatever it may be.
And Techno can't get it because he doesn't have the lamp yet, or the Fire Rod for that matter.
Yep.
And Ravis decides, you know what? I have all the tools I need. I'm gonna go Turtle Rock now.
Maybe you'll find the flippers.
That's very possible.
Ah, Techno doing Spike Cave.
It's the only progression item we still need in order to get into Go mode.
Pending boots, but yeah.
I mean, we do know where the boots are. It's just that nobody else does, except for Leslie, who's picked them up.
Yep.
And it's very possible that most of the runners are gonna, other than Leslie, are more or less gonna be lost locationing it.
Yeah, based on all of the rest of the item locations that we're seeing.
Because it's one item in a pendant dungeon.
Back of the dungeon.
Yeah. And it's pretty deep in as well. I mean, obviously, the runners don't know that, but it's pretty deep in as well. And there's a lot more other locations you can check. So,
Like escape.
for instance, yes. Of course, we do know that the front of escape doesn't really have anything valuable in it.
Oh wait, no. Turtle Rock can't have the flippers because you need the mitts to get in. Wait, no.
You don't need the flippers to get to King Sora.
Yeah, I derp.
It's fine.
Like I realized it in sentence. It's like,
Yeah. Don't worry, it happens to me all the time.
yeah.
I do so love that the bunny sprite for Sonic is Mario.
It's a pretty good one.
Just some bombs in the vanilla big key chest here.
I figured they'd make it Tails or something else like that. Chow.
He is setting up for a death warp. Of course, with the blue mail, it takes 2 bombs, which is a bit annoying. And we're probably going to see a Mimic Cave here on the side of Revis. Well, Technolink is going to go check out Dark Cross, which we know is just a big 20. And we're going to see what the basement of the Tower of Hera has for us as well. On Leslie's side here. Who's also setting up there. Without the mirror, everybody's just using these strats. And is now in a coffee break mode. I'm starting to wonder when Techno is finally going to do South Shore. It surely has to be now, right?
Possibly.
Looks like it. Oh man, if that were Sank Hard.
Yup. There's
Yeah,
the big flash.
I was gonna say I'm expecting some slashes, but yeah. Finally, the lamp for Technolink, which is also his first fire source.
Leslie giving us Spiral K.
And he's gonna be the only one who's giving it us like this, which is proper and nice and fast and comfy. So unless something is on Trinix, Turtle Rock was more or less a bust.
Yeah. I mean, it's still a crystal dungeon, so...
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And it's a long one, so it's really good to just have it out of the way early.
Yeah. even if you go Motel Rock, you can't really save a lot of time because it like really depends on the key layout. And yeah. We're gonna see some hammer strats here because Brave is still only on a Master Sword. Oh, it looks like Technolink is gonna go for a rematch with Pod here with that turtle room.
Fair enough. Now that he has the lamp to do it.
Yeah. And down goes the second head.
Vortex cracking open Turtle Rock.
I imagine that Vortex is gonna have a very similar route to Ravis. We'll probably also do the Hookshot Cave and then bring that Fire Rod right back over.
Yep.
And full clear this dungeon. And now goes Trinix here for Ravis. Crystal number 3. And a heart. Where to, Ravis?
Leslie checking the pyramid.
Leslie also does not have the mirror yet, because no mints to get it. So we'll also not be able to route Catfish in with the Zora check.
Ravis with his Fire Rod is going to Skull Woods.
Of course. Yeah, Ravis is probably going to focus on clearing crystal dungeons first. I imagine after this one, Desert Palace might be up next.
Oh no, Vortex! He doesn't realize that the Master Sword's up there.
Oh, might have missed it. Might have not gone like there in the light world and saw it. Yeah, Fire Sword Turtle Rock is not fun. I mean, the hammer strats are whatever. You know, you're gonna do the hammer strats with Master Sword most likely anyway. But on Trinix, but just traversing the dungeon with the Fire Sword is a huge pain.
Alright, Technolink is the King Helmasaur. One well-placed silver arrow to the gem on his forehead takes him out. Actually, I don't know if that's a gem or just an exposed weak spot.
Shot to the head, and you're to claim.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably some sort of... I'm not sure if it's like a natural adornment or something that, you know, was put there. Considering it's wearing a mask, it might just be something artificial. But, the biology of Hyrulean monstrosities is, in general, very questionable, so...
Leslie Pro following up with another Magic Bat check for a single arrow of destiny.
Meanwhile, Rev is now in the back of Skull Woods. More or less beelining the boss here now.
Techno making his way on up the Zora.
Oh, that's very good. That's very good for Techno. I imagine there's gonna be some slashes coming up in
I was
the
about
top
to say,
left corner.
taking bet on rage slashes here.
Oh yeah, with the Master Sword, doing Mothula with the hammer is something you might want to do. Using the hammer on Mothula is not easy with that weird, awkward hitbox and slight delay, and Mothula is like just jittering about, but takes down the insect and acquires a big key.
The real question is Ravis gonna go back? Might. Probably will.
Looks like Leslie also setting up for Fake Flippers, so there's might also be checking the water checks now. Could also be dipping into... No, can't dip into Ice Palace.
Everyone having problems with the whirlpool today.
Yeah. Swimming in Link to the Past is really hard. It's very slippery.
It's almost like ice physics.
Yeah.
And Techno buying up a couple potions here for safety.
Yep. And now, Ravis... I think Ravis is just basically go-moding now.
Yep, until he finds the flipper somewhere.
Yeah. And looks like Technolink is sequence breaking into Ice Palace. Without the Fire Rod, without the flippers. I mean, yeah, he does have bombos, so he can clear it, but it is out of logic, so... I guess maybe he's thinking that the mirror and or the Fire Rod is in here.
Could be.
Leslie now also has the Titan's Mitts.
Ooh, Ravis finding the Tempered Sword. Alright, alright.
In the Graveyard Ledge. So two mirror-locked swords.
Doesn't have boots, so we're not getting King's Tomb.
Someone was mentioning earlier in chat that if the flippers are in King's Tomb, it's gonna give Leslie a huge advantage.
That it will.
And that was a pretty a very nice current jump there from Ravis.
That or Bonk Rocks even.
Oh yeah, Bonk Rocks as well. Yeah, basically any of the booch checks.
Flippers on Desert Torch.
You have a book in Ice Palace.
Ooh, okay.
And a mushroom. So Techno finding 2 of the 3 items being Fetch Quest, yeah.
Palace. Fetch Quest Palace. Leslie's going through Mire. Another thing no one's really doing, Pendant Mire. I mean, the green pendant does make it 3 items, which is better than 2, but it's still a pendant dungeon, though.
Yeah. But first we're going to see what the checkerboard cave holds for us. Going to Godmire 2, that's painful. Godmire, for those who don't know, is when you find the big key either on that chest in the bridge or on the chest on in the chest on the spikes. Because those are the first 2 very easy and quick checks to make. So traditionally, God Mine only happens when you have to full clear it. And now the moment of truth. Oh. Did Gravis already go into the torch room? If so, I'd missed it.
I missed it as well.
Must have.
And Vortex gets the Master Sword. Little Rage Slash. Like, man, I could have checked this a minute ago. Meanwhile, Technolink's finishing up a game of Whack-A-Mole with Cold Stare.
Yeah. Of course, with the aforementioned weird hitbox of the hammer, you have to get really into their grill. So, yeah. Oh, and the third item is a rupee, of course. So, Technolink equipped now with basically all of the fetch quest items in the game. Vortex also in desert now.
Big key. Big chest is a compass. My Mollis is a map. I don't know
Yeah,
the
so then
actual items.
So then the torch must have the small key, and both items are on the right side. Which, if that's the flippers,
Awesome.
So that's also a location that very heavily favors Leslie for having done Thieves Town. Picked up those boots. If that is required, then yeah.
That for us. Techno's using his book though to go on in. Since he got it from Ice Palace, missed his mirror. Hookshot Cave though.
Yeah, can't do the back path that we saw from Vortex and Ravis here. Cool bodies, Ravis. Looks like A45. Yeah, it's a small key on the torch. Okay. Now I finally saw it with my own two eyes. So yeah, that means that both items on the right side are boots locked.
K45 is just a piece of heart.
Yeah, as we find more and more items between all our runners, we know their locations where the flippers aren't, and more and more likely that they're going to be boots locked. There's 3 item locations. We already saw bonk rocks on Leslie's side, so bonk rocks were nothing. Yeah. And
there's our flippers on Vitreous.
Oh. Okay. Grody. Whew. That's really gross.
That's mean.
Okay. So we are in no mode. Yeah, this is definitely good for all the other runners. because they're more likely to dip into Misery Mire and clear it than they are to go back into Thieves Town and do its back. The question is, when will Leslie go onto Dark Death?
I would have to think sometime soon. Definitely going to turn in that pendant, though.
Yeah, I think he's also gonna attach Eastern Palace to it.
Red Boomer. At least it's a unique item.
Well, there are some fancy strats with the Red Boomerang if you do, so, you know. But not a great item regardless.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a few GT switches, so...
Yeah, the Red Boomerang is really useful for those. Blue Boomerang as well. So... So there's a lot of divergence going on now.
What is Ravis thinking about, though?
I think he's gonna do Pyramid and Catfish.
Yeah. Techno jumping into the Misery Mire area.
Meanwhile, Vortex and Leslie being in their respective dungeons here. Skullwoods and Eastern. Leslie tying in the Green Pendant hand in with the visit to the required visit to Eastern. Meets that crystal. I hope for Leslie that the next destination he's gonna target is going to be Death Mountain.
Yeah, and Techno finds Quake and gives us a few rage slashes there. But will he go Mire? Will.
He's gonna at least open it.
Will he go all the way to Vitreous for the item, though?
I mean, in this scenario, my thought process would be, I'm already dipping this pendant dungeon. I may as well go for the 2 items on the boss.
Right.
Or like the green pendant on the boss. Obviously Techno doesn't know that the second item in this dungeon is on Vitreous, but you know, he will eventually. And then that boss is a value of 2 items, so one of which, as we know, is required. Rady's doing the front of escape now. Yeah, there's a lot of
motion.
A lot of retreating each other's steps here. Now the big question is, where is Leslie? Is he gonna dip Skull Woods, maybe? We're gonna do those
going back to kill Blind?
Those Northern Dark World checks, maybe? Actually, he can't do the Northern Dark World checks. Yeah, looks like he might go... Oh, maybe he mean Blacksmith? No, he's gonna do Blind. Okay.
Yeah, going back to Blind.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Blind is the last pendant boss. Leslie has the other 2 already.
Is he gonna blindfold Pet?
I think so.
Is he gonna be the hero we deserve?
Leslie going for the stream value.
12 Heart Fighter Sword Blind. Let's go.
Shouldn't be too much of a trouble. Plus, it's the
12
red
Heart
shield.
Red.
Yeah, it has the red shield too that blocks a few of those fireballs. So. There we go.
Now, there we go.
Compass West troubles. Looks like Vortex Olds is going to get that Tempered Sword out of the Graveyard Ledge. Still one sword absent. Probably in Swamp Palace or Ganon's Tower. Statistically, both of those dungeons have a very high chance of having a sword upgrade.
Vortex gets his Tempered Sword. Leslie's going to go for Pumper Ledge check. We'll see that it's only 2 rupees.
Yep.
And Ravis going Meyer.
Yeah, this is really good for Ravis. If Ravis clears the dungeon, that means that Ravis is in go mode.
Yep.
Well, I say go mode. Technically, there is still a chance that the big key's on the torch in Ganon's Tower.
Yep.
However, the likelihood of that is very low, so...
Leslie's going into the forest!
Okay, chat. You know what that means. It's pet hype is going on.
Pet hype!
I'm gonna say it's Couch Cash. Gonna be the spoiled sport.
Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle.
Alright, we're gonna get a blind pull just for you, chat. I'm sure Leslie's it's partially doing that for you.
Arrows.
And it's some Master Arrows. And on just left of Leslie, Vortex gets the arrows out of Catfish. So, double arrows. A full quiver.
Alright, Leslie's on the mountain.
Yeah, that's very good for Leslie. I think that puts Leslie and Ravis on about equal footing. Ravis is a bit ahead in Crystal Dungeons, though, so...
Yeah. That's the big part, though,
Yeah.
is Ravis has all of the Crystal Dungeons mostly finished.
Actually, yeah, with Turtle Rock, and I totally forgot about Turtle Rock. With Turtle Rock in there, Ravis is definitely on.
Yeah, he's gonna go mode Ice, go mode Swamp, and be done.
Yeah. Left those two longish... Well, except with the Somaria glitch, the Icebreaker glitch,
Icebreaker and Diver Down.
Yeah. Well, Diver Down is not that useful in go modding Swamp, but Icebreaker definitely is. But yeah. Leaves those longish dungeons for last and gets paid off with it.
I mean, to be fair, you didn't have the flippers to get in there.
It's true. It's true. That is true, yeah. Of course, Techno decided to sequence break them, so...
Yeah.
Looks like we're gonna get at least we're gonna get a pet check as well from Technolink here.
Yeah, I was about to say, hold on, did Techno finish Thieves? I don't think he did.
Yeah, no, he died on blinds.
No, that was Leslie.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's true. Okay, yeah.
At least
no,
we
he
got a
only-
check from it.
It's he did just the front. Like everybody but Leslie did just the front.
Yeah.
And Leslie gets this Fire Rod, gets the mirror in a few seconds here, and is gonna be in go mode.
Yeah.
At 1 hour,
there,
8
There's
eight.
go.
and 45 seconds.
Ah, well, sorry. He's not quite in go. He has to get the Master Sword.
True, but he knows where it is, so
Yeah.
that's true. Okay,
We're holding off a few more seconds.
I call it a bit too early. mean, Ravis is still in like Schrodinger's go mode, but Leslie
All right,
with
1097.
yeah, 109.17. And finally, Leslie is in official 100% go mode. Of course, that means that Leslie is not gonna be able to use the Tempered Sword on Ganon, provided he doesn't find one on the way.
Yeah.
Of course, it does have the silvers, so it's not that bad. But I'd rather take silverless Tempered Sword than Master Sword with silvers, personally.
Thankfully, no one has to go silverless this time.
Sure. Except maybe one of the other runners who are not on the restream.
Yeah.
I think we have we have eight people racing, so half of the other racers might go silverless, but it's a secret. We don't know.
Nah, I feel like just item logic, they would have had to have picked them up.
Yeah, it's very unlikely that they skipped it, but you know.
Yeah. But Vortex is in Mire as well now. Techno leaning up Eastern. Those silver arrows.
Go the Armor Knights for Technolink. Still has to go to a Death Mountain, pick up that fire rod in there. And Master Sword. I think he saw the Master Sword up there, because he was up there in the Light World.
I believe so. And Ravis now has his flippers.
Hoorah! 2 more crystals to go for Ravius. Looks like Vortex decides to go mode Mire for now, hoping to find the item on Vitreous, since like in his mind, I'm gonna do Vitreous anyway for the green pendant, so I may as well do Vitreous first and then check the rest of the dungeon. You know, there's nothing there.
Yep. Which is a good play on his side anyway.
Yeah. Obviously, knowing what we know that this is like the ideal play. Because this will put Vortex into go mode. Well, Schrodinger's go mode again, because of the
one
boots.
item that can ruin it all for everyone.
Yeah. The boots still possibly being required. We don't know yet. Also got a spooky action glitch there without the boots. I actually didn't know you could do this without boots. On to Vitreous. Fun fact: other than Ganon, of any enemies that are vulnerable to silver arrows, Vitreous is the only one who takes more than 1 silver arrow shot.
Yep. And Tex finds his flippers. I'm sure he'll be happy.
The boots were in the Maiden's chest in Thieves Town. That's asking. Leslie Pro being the only one who cleared this pendant Thieves Town. Everybody else just did the front, because the front had 3 items. So everybody gambled on that one item in the back not being relevant. Turns out it may be relevant. We don't know yet, but... Oh gosh, that bunny sprite for Jack Frost is great. I think that's the mini-map icon for monster encounters in the SNT.
Here we go. Diver down from Ravis.
Yeah, Ravis is familiar with basically any and all of the glitches. Big key here in the flooded room. It's not gonna bother picking that up, but yeah, the only way. Oh, Leslie is probably looking for. So he finds the blue boomerang here in the mimic cave. Yeah, the only way for Leslie to have an advantage is if the big key's on torch. Otherwise, Ravis is in the clear lead, and I would say Vortex of Doom might also be ahead.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely is ahead because has cleared Skullwoods and Tongue Rock already, and Desert Palace. Both Ravis and Vortex can just go mode these dungeons. Yeah, Techno is gonna enter Schrodinger's go mode as soon as he picks up the Fire Rod Mirror and Master Sword in Hookshot Cave and on Floating Island, respectively.
Yep.
Argus going down for Ravis here. That leaves just Cold Stare. Techno letting the chest know his opinion of the mirror being in there. I think that's double check to see what's on the floating islands or not. I'd just be wrong. Yeah. Okay. Floating away. Looks like Techno is gonna go for Skullwoods now. I'm like 90% certain that Technolink did see the sword up on Floating Island. Because he walked past there. I saw him do the using the hammer. Yeah, I saw him walk up there with the hookshot and the hammer because he was the first in Tower of Hera. So he must have seen it. But he might have just forgotten it. It's like just crossed it off as okay, it's just a sword. And we're gonna see an icebreaker here on Ravis' side. By this point, it's actually not that recent of a glitch, but still one of the more recent glitches found in Link to the Past. Using that Kano Somaria block to basically push you through the wall.
Yeah, it's certainly a good glitch.
Oh yes, it's made Ice Palace, specifically in Rando, much less of a chore. Maybe still is clearing or picking up the chests that are on the way. Finds the mushroom there. I assume he is looking for the boots. Basically, just like pick up on the way the boots if possible with those fast chests.
Yeah, it's like if you're next to it, might as well just pick it up real quick, just in case.
All right, the last boss here for Ravis. And that
And
was a
there it
really clean, yeah, that was a really clean Cold Stare fight. That means 7 crystals for Ravis here, who is going to make his trek up to Ganon's Tower. You know what that means, Poseidon?
It means there's going to be a lot of numbers in the chat.
Yeah. You want to explain it, or should I?
Take it away.
Alright. There are 22 locations in Ganon's Tower in which the big key could hide. We here in the Link to the Past random community like to guess in which of these 22 locations it might be. So please put your numbers 1 through 22 and take a gander. Even if somebody else were to find the big key first, we're still going to use Ravis' count here because he is going to be the first to enter Ganon's Tower. Since this is a daily, we're not going to have any sort of leaderboards or anything. Just going to do this for fun. So put your numbers in chat. What do you think, Poseidon?
Well, obviously I want to hope that it's on 1 for the torch, or 1/3, but I'm going to go ahead and hedge for like 13.
13?
Yep, what about you?
Alright. I put 2 in the chat just because I'm very hopeful. And after a weird spaghetti sea like this, I think our runners deserve a little treat. Looks like Techno also is gonna be setting up for the diver down. Uses the bomb strat instead of the Samaria set that we saw both on Vortex and Ravis' sides.
Very nice.
And it was a very clean Cold Stare fight on Vortex's side as well.
Alright, and we got tower open.
And we are going to stop our guesses now.
Good luck to everybody. First check,
Looks
Bob's torch.
Yeah, Ravis is gonna check the
Shovel!
almost the Master Shovel. It's the Boots Shovel. Alright, so we are officially in go mode. Nobody is going to need the boots. Obviously, everybody wants the boots. But, yeah, unfortunately, what looked like it might be an advantage for Leslie turned out to not be as advantageous after all. Leslie would have had to play...
to go fast.
Yeah, I mean, Leslie would have had to play more, like, efficiently in terms of route. And
there's the big key.
Yeah, that was a fast big key. That was number 5. Let's see if anybody guessed that. And yes.
Seen a lot of 3s, but no 5.
Weather Marvin guessed number 5. Congratulations.
Oh, yep. Fairweather Marvin.
Yeah. Since we're not really doing any substantial prizes here, you win a 10% coupon for Cold States Creamery. Congratulations.
And all of the past randomizer seeds you could possibly want from ALTTPR.com.
Indeed. And with that, Ravis is going to go into the gauntlets. Uses the boomerang here for the various crystal switch situations. Never seen people use it on that crystal switch, though. Guess it was just a little bit for show off.
Void where prohibited, coupon valued at 1/20th%. Thank you, Duke Firebird.
yeah, with how the currency of Hyrule just pops out of grass, you know, I'm sure they have a pretty bad inflation.
Yeah.
All right, and Vortex is also gonna go into Genstar now. Meanwhile, Technolink is gonna go to TR.
There's Land Mollis too. And
Missed.
he is definitely dodging some arrows. No, there he goes.
2-cycle, not too bad. Especially like that was a very nice lineup for the second run through there. Oh yeah, you'll probably see all of the runners go, well, except for Leslie, go for Torch Check first, because, you know, you want to make sure if they need the booster.
And Vortex gets it beat. He goes on to the.
Yeah. This is Ravis's race to lose, since he's basically at the top of the climb now, while Vortex just entered the bottom. But there are still many mishaps, so nothing out of the question in Rando here. Oh, looks like Technolink realized that the Master Sword was up there now.
Oh, okay, that's good.
So now also has the Master Sword before going on to TR, which is going to be Techno's last dungeon.
And Ravis is going to leave the items inside the toy chest for all the baby worms to future generations.
Yeah, at this point, there's nothing in there that Ravis could use. He's got all the safeties he needs. I mean, yeah, there could be a ball in there, but Ravis with Red Mail, Tempered Sword, and Silver Arrows, really gonna need a bottle? I don't think so. And Half Magic, basically have all the safeties.
Yeah. Some people open it just to open, though.
Oh yeah, sure. Some really gross patterns here from Aghanim 2 for Ravis. Everybody's gonna go. Everybody's gonna go. Oh man, this one's nasty. Everybody's gonna go through these as well. But down goes Ganon's puppet, and the puppet master arrives.
I like hook shot music moments.
They get out of sync basically automatically. A question here in chat: if how hard it is to get them to get Aga and his clones out of sync. It happens within like a few phases anyway. So it depends on how far they are apart from each other. Because like if the clone is further away from main Aghanim, it's gonna travel longer, and that already is desynced. So it's really easy. Everybody between the two Aghanim patterns and the Ganon patterns, teleportation patterns, everybody's gonna have the same seed here, unless they die or fall in Ganon's case.
Yep.
In which case, they're randomized.
Yeah, nice quick double for Ravis.
Yeah, that was a really clean double. And another one.
Another one. Alright, Ravis has taken down the big pig. All he has to do is cross Hyrule's most dangerous 1x3 bridge. Can he do it?
I have seen people in tournaments fall off this bridge, so
And he
But
does.
he manages to do it. Congratulations to Ravis for taking the race here on the restream and second in the race overall. GG's an official race time of 1 hour 29 minutes 39 seconds. Just 19 seconds behind the first place finisher, Yok.
20. GG.
And we're going to be joined by Ravis within a couple of minutes. It's going to take a short break. Perhaps by the time he comes back, we're also going to have Vortex over as well, because he is about to enter the Gannett fight.
Yeah. Here's Ravis now. GG.
GG Ravis. So, this seat actually was kind of in your favor. Do you want to know where the boots were? Because you missed them.
Yeah, I heard already in my chat they were in back of the stone.
Yeah, they were in the maiden's chest. Leslie Pro was the only one who went there. We were thinking the entire seat that maybe this was going to be an advantage for Leslie. Unfortunately, it turns out boots were not required at all. So, unfortunately for Leslie, but fortunately for you. So, you did finish within like 20 seconds of the first finish as well. So it's pretty good.
Yeah, I was scared of boots being an ice, so I full cleared that just in case, and I should have just go moded that one. Then that's enough time, but that happens.
Yeah.
Second place, when other people's have boots is always okay. Take that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not a bad time by any stretch. And I said, like, just like 19 seconds behind first place is also very good. So, I mean, the seat had like a very strange item layout with the Titansmiths and Zora and the hammer and hookshot in Eastern Palace. How do you feel about that?
I mean, luckily I found the bow and I'd cave.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if that hammer blocks both bows, then I'm pretty much lost locating the hammer.
Yeah. I was when Technolink was the first into Eastern Palace and find a hammer and hookshot there, and I thought that might, that not finding the bow would lead you away from Eastern Palace, and finding the Titansmith and Zora specifically would lead you away from Eastern Palace. So, yeah. So sorry to also like stop here, but Vortex Doom just finished in third place, right behind you, with 1 hour 32 minutes and 38 seconds. GG's to Vortex of Doom.
GG.
But yeah.
Ready.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Vortex had a very similar route to you. So also they are here. I'm gonna bring them in 1 second. Hi, Vortex of Doom. GG's.
Hi, GG.
Hello.
GG.
So you and Ravis both had a very similar route, which is why both of you were so close to one another. And I was asking Ravis about like how he was feeling about the Titansmiths being on Zora, leading him away from Eastern Palace, where the hammer and the hookshot were.
Well, I didn't feel bad about it at all, honestly, because I got to single dip Eastern because
Yeah.
I took the south route, got the bow out of Hype Cave, and I got the hammer. I got to single dip Eastern, got to single dip Pod. So I didn't have any problems with that. Like, of course it sucks, but I was nervous about it going back to Zora because when I messed up the water walk, or when I got hit out of water walk, I was trying to do the splash delete then with Samaria and bombs, but I wasn't facing the right way. I think if I was facing down, I could have gotten the bombs on the shallow water and they wouldn't have sank, so I could have actually gotten it off. But and I felt kind of bad about committing that hard to Zora, but I don't know, it was in logic. It seemed like I'd committed that much time. I really needed to have it pay off, and luckily it did.
To be fair, if anything, those mids felt very, very good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was actually ready to dive mire as soon as I got the hook shot, but I was like, no, I'll go to the mountain first. And then I actually, so after Skull Woods, I was going to clean up Graveyard Ledge Catfish, and then I forgot I was going to dive mire, and I did Smith Chain before going there, so that's why I went straight to Vidi when I got the God Mire. Because Lamp hadn't unlocked anything. Quake didn't, like, there was nothing in Turtle Rock. There was nothing in, like, Mitts didn't give anything either for them. Well, I guess they gave Mirror and Fire Rod.
Yeah.
And flippers. And flippers, that's the most important part. That's actually the reason why I at least went into Mire, because I said to myself, like, okay, if you want to make those mids work, Mire is probably the last option, because you had to go, if the flippers are in Mire, you had to go without flippers to Zora, and that's a tough call to make.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the other two races on the Eastern, Leslie Pro and Techno, did go to Eastern Palace first, so they were led away. And like during the run, I was talking about that the mids don't lock as much as the hammer and the hook shot do, so both of you would have been bottlenecked into getting those out of Eastern sooner rather than later. And then that bow showed up and made it clear that, okay, definitely something Eastern. Both of you basically made a beeline for it too.
Well, it wasn't so much that it was clear something was in Eastern. I actually, with the Cape, and like, I was thinking this was Aga for East Dark World access. So what I was planning on doing was going to Eastern, clearing that because it's a crystal, right? Like, just covering my bases. And then I was gonna Kern jump over, and I thought I was gonna get my hammer on Pyramid or in Pod or something, but
Same.
then I found the hammer, and well, it was pretty nice.
Yeah, obviously, like routing out what you would do in that case, you know. Obviously, I more meant that's like, you know, once you find that bow in the Hype Cave, you know, and you know it's a crystal, you may as well make a beeline for it, because you know, you can clear it. It has 3 items in it, and in this case, it turned out, you know, it's 2 progression items to need. So
yeah. I was curious, Ravis, did you clear anything extra looking for boots?
Yes, I full cleared ice.
I didn't do iced tea, yeah, but I did the same.
I didn't flip the switch, and it had the big key, so I had to
yeah.
check it anyway, and then I was like, okay, I go big keys
And
as well.
I turned in mushroom. I checked first chest of swamp. I didn't do compass chest because that was a bit too far, but yeah, it wasn't even because of the one in 22. I just wanted boots for the climb, to be perfectly honest. I didn't think it'd be on torch or anything. I just was like,
it's absolutely fair. I think it's absolutely fair, because it would have made sense, right, if the boots are behind the flippers, like at the last progression item, right?
Yeah. Well, because I hadn't found them anywhere else. I knew they weren't in GT because Desert was logically boots locked. So I obviously didn't open anything extra in GT, but
I assume you know where the boots were then, right, Vortex?
no, I don't.
They're in the main chest at Thieves Town.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah. Leslie went was the only one on the restream to full clear Thieves Town and found that there. Everybody
yeah,
else.
I suspected they were either looking at the trackers and stuff. I suspected they were either behind like Hera basement, or in Thieves Town,
Mhm.
because Technolink did Hera, but if you skip the basement or something, I didn't know where.
Yeah,
things were,
Technolink put off South Shore for like the longest time, so he did skip the basement of Hera, and because he didn't have a fire source. So,
Mhm.
He did also, before entering GT, check the ether tablet, looking for either a sword or boots, and found a mirror shield.
yeah.
And also just found a tempered in the top of GT.
Wait, the was it Moldorn chest?
No, it was
Oh, okay.
Mini Helma left.
Okay. I wasn't looking at the stream. Okay, that's if it would have been in Moldorn too, I would have. But yeah.
I actually almost opened chests on the climb for a sword, other than Moldorm chest, just because I always open that one just for memes. But because if Ganon goes to one of the middle left or middle right, I only know the boot setup to get the 1-in-1.
Mhm.
So I was like, well, maybe I'll open it for a sword and then I can guarantee the 1-in-1. But he gave me a good pattern for that anyway. So
Technically getting a really nice and clean Aghanim 2 there.
Yeah.
That was a pretty solid one. Those patterns in Aga 2, man, those were gross.
Yeah, but I did play it not that good. What? It's fine. It's fine. That happens.
Yeah, and,
yeah, I
like,
had a really bad Aga too as well.
like I said, it's even if you would have played it decently well, you know, those patterns still were kind of grody. So. And technically going into Ganon here while Leslie is going through these the Wizrobe rooms. Yeah, I mean,
Vortex,
otherwise go ahead.
Vortex, I have a question. Did you consider going into Ice before looking for flippers to just maybe find the boots in there?
I realized I wished I had done that as I was in Swamp. Like I was in Swamp, I was like, oh, the flippers could have been in, or the boots could have been in Ice. But yeah, I went straight to Meyer and then straight to Vidi, got the flippers. Oh man, I planned on meme turning in Green Pendant too. Just because I figured that over most people, I gained time by going straight to the boss in Meyer.
Leslie did turn that in. Red Boomerang.
Yeah, it was the
It was a unique item.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Technolink also did do the sequence break for Ice Palace as well, so
Yeah, it was something that I was like, I was really hoping the boots would be in Swamp. Like that's what I was hoping for the whole seed. And honestly, Back of Thieves Town's almost as good because like to gain time out of them, I think with my route I would have had to go in there, like do Back of Pendant Thieves Town with no hammer, which is like that probably would have saved a minor amount of time at that point, but I don't know who's gonna do that. So I figure if you spend more of the seed than that walking around without boots, it's kind of a wash anyway, unless they're.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm happy that they weren't free.
And
on like pyramid or something.
In the meantime, Technolink has finished his Ganon fight, finishing with an official time of 1 hour, 43 minutes, 26 seconds, finishing in 5th. Sheba Hayes taking 4th. GG's.
GG.
Gotta go slow.
That's true.
I mean, in all fairness, that Titansmith on Zora was like really, really bad for your routing, as it was for Leslie's as well, for that matter.
Yep.
We don't talk about mids on Zora. Man, I was like, oh, when I actually died in Palace of Darkness, I was like, okay, well, I'll come back later, and then, let's go check Dam. I'm done.
Yeah, why did you put off the Soldier for so long?
I had Dark World access. I was like, let's go.
Oh man, yeah, that was that lamp in the dam there was just rubbing it in, wasn't it?
Uh,
Yeah,
then-
I
and
felt
then
a
Hookshot-
little
and
bad
then
about.
Hookshot Cave. That was the worst.
Oh
Yeah, the
man,
mirror
Hookshot
and the fire rod.
Cave. I
And the map.
found the fire rod. I found the fire rod and was like, oh, I'm gonna go into TR, full clear it. I'm willing to orphan Mimic Cave, whatever. And then Mirror was in there too, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm not orphaning Mimic Cave, and I completely forgot about the sword on Floating Island. So I went and got it after TR. It didn't really change anything in TR because, like, I don't know, with Master Sword you're gonna use Hammer for Trinex and Fire Rod for like pokies and stuff anyway, but felt bad
That
to walk
almost
back
happened
to
to
it.
me, but I realized that's
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was actually gonna ask both you, Vortex and Technolink, about not picking up that sword. I think Vortex. I'm not sure if you saw it, but I'm like 90% certain you saw it, Techno, on your first ascent on Death Mountain.
Yes,
when
I saw it.
So why did you not leave it?
Because I'm dumb, okay?
Yeah, same here. I
There's
totally
a
saw
reason
it.
I went 0-6, okay?
I totally saw it because I walked the long way because I was like, surely Mirror won't be on Dark Death Mountain at this point. Let's just be safe, open TR. And of course it was, which GG's to Leslie, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Leslie finishing 6th overall with a race time.gg time of 46:41. GG.
GG's to Leslie.
Yeah, if only I had those titles mids didn't go up Death Mountain, it would have saved so much time. But has anyone found the boots? Where are they?
They are in the back of Thieves Town in the Maiden's Chest. Leslie was the only one who full cleared Thieves Town, so he found those boots there.
Wow. I was considering full clearing Thieves Town for a long.
I mean, it makes sense to not, because like there was 3 items in the front, and like the chance of that one item in the back being relevant is like kind of like it's like it's a wash. So
yes.
In this case, it was not a wash, but normally it's like
Well, I imagine that if you get the boots, it all comes down how late you find those flippers, because the fact that Meyer, you find Quake right next to Meyer, I was like, no, please, no. But
Did you full clear Meyer?
Yeah, I was considering just going straight to the boss. I skipped the cutscene chest because at that point I found the rupee, so I was like, yeah, I'm just going to do big key the chest near the, where is it, on the right side, next to big chest.
Yeah,
I clear those 2 and then go straight to the boss.
I went straight to the boss because I was like, Quake hasn't, like, there's nothing in TR, nothing in back of pod, nothing in, like, there was one lamp locked item in Eastern on the boss, but it was nothing. So I was like, I'm just, the lamp was so early. Mitts and Flute and Quake were all so early, at least in logic, right? Like, even if you didn't find them right away, that I was just like, well, let's give the lamp one more shot. I know there's at least one item on Vidi. Like, I'm definitely gonna do green pendant, even if it's not the last item.
To be fair, I thought the same, but logically the left side, the firelocked side in Meyer is actually lamp locked if there's a key on the boss, and since we had the big key so early, I was thinking about that, so I did the full left side. But as it turns out, I was wrong.
Yeah, I'm a bit sad that I didn't do my normal routing, which is literally Kakariko, South Shore, Eastern Palace. It would have been so good right now.
I mean, the Titansmith still would have, thrown a wrench in your plans there. But yeah,
honestly, getting Mitts access worked out really well for us because we got our bow and single dipped Eastern.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I said like
dipped the mountain basically. Like I think the only time I went back for the mountain was actually for GT. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as I said, like the mitts lock a lot less than the hammer does, so you would have been bottlenecked into Eastern Palace regardless at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And we're joined by Leslie now. GG.
GG.
That seed did me dirty.
For sure.
Hey, at
The
least you
seed
got
may
the
have done
boots.
you dirty,
I have-
Leslie, but you're still a hero in my heart because
Yeah.
you pulled that pedestal.
The stream value.
That looked like a potential blind pedestal pull. So at that point, I'm like, you know what? At this point, I gotta go for it. Because honestly, that could have backfired. That could have been so good, but it wound up being not so good. And I'm like, really, game? Even a sword would have been better than that. Speaking of, fourth sword, anyone find it?
Graveyard Lich.
That was my tempered.
Of course, and the way I routed that would have been post-go mode, so I wasn't going that way.
Yeah. You luckily found that sword in the Gannis Tower there, so bailed out. But yeah, the last sword was in the Graveyard Lich.
Yeah, I think I got what really got me was the somewhat fortunate, but not really fortunate break of double dipping Eastern, because with that hammer, I figured I got all of Dark World to do, I got Death Mountain to do, surely I'll come up with something, right? Not quite. I did come up with boots, I did come up with bow, which as soon as I saw bow, I immediately went to pod, because that seemed like a sensible play. Didn't quite work out, but that seemed like the right play to make at the time. Oh wait, silvers, never mind.
Yeah, honestly, like that Titansmith on Zora was basically the crux of both for you and for Technolink. I would say like that was like the big bad of that seed for you.
Oh yes. So I don't want to talk about this seed. Can we change subject yet?
Yes. How about follow the runners? Follow the runners. Ravis, Technolink, Cortex of Doom, and Leslie Pro. Have the Twitch links there, and also thanks of course to our trackers, Professor Pixie and Duke Firebird. We only managed to shout them out pretty early on. So thanks for keeping us honest here. Yeah, and also thank you to Poseidon's Shadow for co-commentary with me.
Yeah, thanks for commentating as well, Red.
Thank you.
Wanted a subject change. I think I've got just the thing as announced by our own mind of me 2 minutes before we hit the air. Tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern on Speed Gaming 2 is the grand finals of the Kirby 64 The Crystal Shards 100% tournament. Will it be the upper bracket winner and current world record holder Curtissimo, or will Shin Karibo force a bracket reset? Gonna want to find that out, because that sounds like it's gonna be a good time.
And if you're looking for something to watch until that, you can go to Speed Gaming, 1 without number technically, but it's 1, to watch the SNES Superstars Marathon. That's still going on. It's going to go on until the end of this week. So just SNES games the entire time, various speedrunners. There's also going to be some rando runs. So lots of cool stuff coming up there. Definitely check that out as well. And with that, I think we're about ready to wrap it up. thanks again to our runners again, Technolink, Leslie Bro, Radis, and Vortex of Doom. Make sure to give them a follow. Thanks as well for watching. And yeah, we're gonna see you sometime soon.
All right. See you around, everyone.
GG's. Take care, y'all.
Take it easy.